Hey, let's have a little bit of all of y'all have been talking and enjoying getting to know each other, and how nice it is to have people of a like mind coming together on a Monday at noon of all places. Yes, let's give ourselves a hand for being here. This has been a really good adventure of us working together to try to get lots of people here because we share a common understanding of why we're here. You don't have to be a female. We've got, thank goodness, we've got males sprinkled around here. Let's give them a hand too. June the 24th, 2022. That was the day that Donald Trump proudly announced that with his Supreme Court people, they fell in line with what he wanted them to do, and they reversed Roe versus Wade. Say boo. Yeah. From that day forward, our lives have all been different, but he's very proud of the fact that he did that. And so this is today, then June the 24th of 2024. We're celebrating, I guess it's an anniversary, but this is not a celebratory place. This is one where it's a day of reflection. It is a day of remembrance. This is kind of a sad occasion. It's a sad, not all anniversaries are good. This is a reflection of the past year. It is a somber type of anniversary. It's a day of tribute. And so that's why we're gathered here to do that sort of thing. You are not by yourselves. You are part of a huge group all over the United States that are at this very time calling attention to this very critical date in history. I looked last night on the map of the United States, and it has dots on all of the places where these women have scheduled marches and places today. It's scattered. There's hundreds and hundreds of them. Now, doesn't that make you feel better? Yeah. It does me, thinking we're not, because sometimes in this state we kind of feel like we're by ourselves, but we are not, absolutely not. We have a good system that, that we are working toward. Here's our program for the day. We're going to hear from our Senator Stiggers in just a few minutes, and she drove all the way up today from Mobile. And let's see, next to Vivian, we have somebody from Mentone that drove here today. Hold your hand up. Let's give her a hand. We have some friends who drove over from Randolph County. Hold your hand up. Is there another county except for Calhoun? Any other? Talladega County. Let's y'all hold your hands up. St. Clair County. Hold your hand up. And Calhoun County. Hold your hand up. Yes. See, we are not in this by ourselves. We learned a long time ago, well, I guess a long time ago, we cannot possibly do what we need to do from right here until you branch out and you start bringing in other counties and working together with other counties. We're at a loss. So we have to capture all of the people that we can and all the help that we can when it's as critical as it is now. The critical date is November the what? 5th. Yes. And we're going to make a point that that's going to be a day and that we're going to, I'm not going to say infamy, but it's going to be a day that we remember forever, because the path that the United States is on right now is on a very perilous path. And so we're doing what we can, women and men alike. This group here, we decided that young people are extremely important to us, but we have a hard time bringing them in. But we don't have a hard time bringing in women. And the women vote in 2024 is going to make the difference. And so here in Calhoun County and all these surrounding counties, we're going to do what we can to make it positive and make a good thing happen. So here's our plan. We're going to hear from Senator Figures. We're going to walk right outside the door and have a photo shot. And Nathan here's our good videographer. Give him a hand. I mean, he goes everywhere. We love Nathan. He takes wonderful photos. We call him the Geek, and he's the best geek we've ever had. And he's going to photograph all this. We're going to take a sign, one that you've either made or one that you like. Now, you know that we're going to send this to the National Committee to show them that down here in Alabama, we also understand the problem, and we're trying to see what we can do to help. So we'll walk outside the door. If your car is parked right in front, right here, right beside, we're not going down the sign. It's too hot and it's too slopey. So we're just going to walk out there and do a quick photo shot, and then we're coming back in. And I think about half of you have already seen that food spread that we have in there. I've never seen stuffed strawberries before. Have you all? Carsey did those. Yeah. Speaking of, this is Beverly Williams. You see her all the time, and she does all these beautiful flyers for us, and she does social media. That's Beverly. That's Beverly. And let's see, Joanne is not here. Joanne is she's our postcard queen. She's done several thousand postcards. We don't sit here and do nothing. We write postcards to other states where there's very critical elections going on. That's with a national group that tells us who the likely Democrats are. And so they send us an address, they send us a potential little narrative. We do that, buy our own stamps, and get those things out there. And they make a difference. You've heard campaign. You have heard successful winners talk about the difference the postcards made in their race. And so we're part of that. We like to think that we can take some credit for that. Yeah. And we're going to take it on our project. You all may not know it, but we're all going to do it. We're going to take on the project of working for Congressman Shamari Figures. You're going to hear a lot more about that. But we come in here on Wednesdays from 10 o'clock until 4. And you come next Wednesday from 10 o'clock. Is that the 4th of July week?
Yes. No, the week after.
The week after. Yeah, the week after. We're taking the week of the 4th of July. But when you come in here on Wednesday from 10 to 4, we're going to have postcards everywhere, and we're going to be writing for Shamari Figures in Congressional District 2. So that's her boy. So that's what we need to do there. So, Vivian, Senator Figures. I would like you to know that I've known her for a long time, and today when she came in, I said, what, no coconut cake? She makes in addition to everything else she does, she makes the best coconut cake I have ever put in my mouth. So good, so good, so good. She is a master communicator. I know that from listening to her on the floor of the Alabama legislature. I've seen her in action. You know, it's one thing to say, well, I'm going to go down there and tell those old men and Republican women and how things need to be run. You have to stand before them and argue your case and hope to goodness that enough of them will believe what you're saying to vote with you. Unfortunately, when you're outnumbered, you don't have too many battle tools to work with. She's worked well with the bipartisan people, and you know when you get into a situation with Republicans and Democrats and you're outnumbered, you have to work with them. They say you better to have half a loaf than a full loaf. And so many times you have to just suck it up, and that's what you do. And I know that I've watched her do that. She's the best there's ever been. You've read all of her long biography that we've sent out on all these that Beverly sent out. I'll just say that she's a strategic person. She is a master communicator. She is a keen political operative. You have to know what you're doing in this business. And given the fair opportunity, there's no doubt that we'd be on top of things. But Vivian, Senator Figures, struggles. She works to keep the interest of women high, and so that's her logic for being there, and she does lots of other things, but that's our goal, and she knows it, and it's going to be a major, major campaign thrust in this coming election. So I'm so happy to have her come up here on a Monday, and a hot day at that. We're going to try to keep you cool, and so after she finishes, we're going to eat. We're going to take the picture, come back in here, and then you're going through and get something to eat. And while you're eating and we're visiting, you can ask questions and back and forth, and we'll give her time also to eat. And then we're going to do a few little fun things, but we'll try to have you out of here in about an hour and 15 minutes. So if you're retired, you're on your own business, you ain't worried about it. Y'all can stay here as long as you like. But thanks again for coming, and you know, I don't need to thank you. You're coming here because you have an interest, don't you? Nobody needs to thank you for standing up for women's rights. Isn't that just incredible to think that? No, absolutely not. We're here because It's important to us, to our daughters, and to our granddaughters. Just Saturday, I was in TJ Maxx, and there was a little girl in front of me, beautiful little black girl, and I said, "Are you a voter?" And she looked at me, she said, "Ma'am," and I said, "Are you a voter?" Not yet. And I said, "Well, you really need to be." And I took off one of my little green wristlets that says women's rights are human rights and gave it to her. And I said, "Now you promise me you're going to register and you're going to vote in November." I gave them a little quick lesson. That's called the elevator speech. I would challenge all of us to do that. Take some of these with you before you go. Anyway, I'm taking up too much time. Vivian, Senator Vivian Figures, let's welcome her. Perfect. Yes, ma'am.
Sheila, thank you so much, darling. I have known her for many, many years, and I love her, and I just appreciate all the work that you do, all of the work that you all do here in Calhoun County. I remember when I campaigned through here in 2008 and 2007 when I was running against Jeff Sessions for U.S. Senate. It wasn't meant to be, and thank God that he saw it that way too. But I am very honored to be here with you today, and I thank you so much for inviting me to come and speak with you on this day, June 24th, 2024, 2 years from when that tragic thing happened to us as women. But before I get started, I want to give all praises and glory to my most heavenly Father. I thank him for getting us here safely today. I thank him for watching over all of you and putting it in your heart to come here today and to know what is ahead of us and what we need to do. And I thank him and I ask him to give us all of the strength, the wisdom, the discernment, the courage, the knowledge that we need to push forth so that women in Alabama will have justice done to them.
Yes.
I'd also like to thank my cousin/sister, Marilyn Figures, for riding up here with, she's my road buddy. So, you know, it's amazing to me that in a state, well, probably the entire country, but we're talking about Alabama today. Well, actually, we're talking about the whole country with Roe versus Wade being struck down for the entire country. But it gave so much power it gave the power to the states. And we know how Alabama uses its power to vote to keep women down. I'll say that. It's amazing to me that we have the majority of women in this state. But I do want to thank you for being here today, because we're going to be depending on you to get somebody else to come to these type meetings so that we can make a difference. And I want to thank the few good men who are here today. Let's give them another round of applause. Because, you know, even back during civil rights, it was about bringing freedom and justice for black people, but it took white people, yellow people, all colors of people to come together to make that change. So it's definitely going to take men to come with us to help us do what is right. I think it is unconscionable that we have a government who is going to make laws and tell women what they can and cannot do with their own personal bodies, that government did not create, did not make, because my Father God created all of us equally. And he did not give the men dominion over women. He gave us all dominion. So it is just unconscionable to me that we're even in this predicament. We are the ones who can get pregnant. Men can't even get pregnant. They wouldn't even be able to stand a labor pain. And probably wouldn't be able to stand menstrual pains either. Let's tell it like it is. We are the ones who have to carry that child or those children for 9 months or more. With some of us, it's less. But we are the ones who have to do that. We are the ones, the women, who are the mothers, the mommies, the mamas, the mamas. We are the ones that child or those children look to take care of it, to feed it, to wake up in the night when it's sick, to take care of it, to educate it, to take it to the doctor when it's sick, to have to miss work when it's sick, whether we have any sick days at that job or not, whether we have any parental leave or not. We are the ones. Why should we have a government telling us what we have to do when they don't want to take the whole responsibility for what they told you you had to do? And that is to take care of that child. I believe in pro-life too, but my pro-life is from what they call now inception until it becomes an adult to take care of itself.
That's right.
And then you want to talk about all the problems that we're having when we don't put enough money where it should be to help with the various issues that we have that, as we know, the impact of that can have. Yep. We're talking about women's health issues that when a doctor, and I remember saying on the floor during the time we had the abortion bill before us a couple years ago, or a few years ago, I said, why would you want to put a woman in this position? A woman could actually go into her gynecologist and have a terrible bad infection, terrible vaginal infection. And her doctor goes in and sees that it's so bad that he or she needs to do what they call a D&C, which is mean to scrape the uterus out. Well, what if she didn't know she was pregnant? The doctor didn't know she was pregnant until they got in there to examine the woman. The doctor is going to say, oh, no, I don't want to go to jail for 99 years. I can't move on this. But what if it's a time factor of life and death for that woman? They are playing God with women's health. Yep. And that is so unfair. Yep. But ladies and gentlemen, we must keep hope alive. Yes. We must make a commitment to say we are going to work to turn this thing around. Because we are the majority of the voters and we can make a difference. We've got to get out there on the streets. We've got to get to the ballot boxes, to the precincts every election. We've got to get involved in these campaigns. We got to know who's running, where they stand, where their heart truly is. Not that they're just spending money making some glorified ad to get elected, but get to know the person. What are they doing or what have they done in the community before the cameras and the lights? What were they doing or what have they done before they were getting paid to do it? Try to find out their hearts and then get behind those candidates. Because it's not just the men or the Republican men who are pushing and carrying these bills. It's also some Republican women. And I know we all like to say we got to get women elected, more women elected. Well, I say to you, we've got to get the right women elected. We've got to get the right women elected. You know, I introduced a bill that was a referendum, the same bill that passed, I believe it was Arizona. Some of you ladies may have to help me with this. But they had passed a referendum, constitutional amendment, that said that abortions and the like in decisions made for a woman's body is up to her and her physician. My bill never got out of committee, which I knew it wouldn't. I introduced a bill this year that was giving parental leave, not just maternal leave for the mother, but parental leave. Because those of you who've had babies, y'all know what it's like in those first few weeks when you have that baby and you're not getting any sleep. I can tell you, I called my mom and said, if you don't come and get him, I'm going to put him on the curb. And thank God she rushed over there to get our firstborn child. It wasn't the congressman to be, but it was the first one. But I want to put him out there too. But what I'm saying is just that it's so important that we see it for what it is. But yet, they're going to tell you have to have a baby if you get pregnant. Doesn't matter how. Doesn't matter who.
Yep.
So I told them, and you all may have read it in the papers, how they let my bill pass, and then the President Pro Tem, Senator Reid, would not let it be transferred to the House.
Yep.
And see, in the last 3 or 4 days of the session, you have to have unanimous consent to transfer a passed bill to go to the next House. And I have to tell you, I stood over there, I was so hurt, I almost started crying, my voice was cracking. And all I could say was just look at him real hard and pause, and I said, that stings. And then I said, Vivian, why did you say that? Because you know a sting really, really hurts. And you didn't know it was coming. You were caught off guard. But I didn't have enough time to think about that. But I said, that stings. But I told them that I was going to be back with a vengeance. I don't even know what I was saying when I said that. I moved by the Spirit. You know, but the point is that God had given me a vision that it was time for Alabama to have a women's revolution.
Yes.
We need to turn things around. We need to make our voices heard. We need to make them see that we truly do matter, that we truly are essential. Because without us, we wouldn't have all these little men voting the way they do.
Yep.
I tell my sons, I have 3 sons. Martha and I have 3 sons. I tell them, I say, next to God, baby, I am the reason for your season. I gave you life. And don't you ever forget it. I am your best friend, which is what my mama used to tell us. And truly, your mother is your best friend. So how could you get here and then do all of this? Which, by the way, when my son gets to Congress, he is all about women's rights.
Yeah.
He was raised the right way. But I could go on now, but I don't want to prolong the time either. And then there will be time for questions. But if I leave you with nothing but what President Barack Obama said, it was the theme of his campaign. He said, yes, you can. Yes, we can. And then my daughter-in-law, Dr. Kalisha DeSouza figures, the congressman-to-be, the wife of the congressman-to-be, she wrote a book with 9 other ladies who worked in the Obama administration. It became a New York Times bestseller. And it's called Yes, She Can. Go look for it on Amazon. But anyway, I didn't know where. See, I'll tell you this is the Spirit. But anyway, I love all of you. Thank you all again for what you do. Please know that I am a state senator. I just get elected in Mobile and Baldwin County District 33. So if there's anything I can ever do to help you or direct you in the way that you need to go to get that help or whatever, I am so willing to do. Thank you, and God bless each of you.
Let's stand up. Yes. Vivian, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Manuela. Okay, Manuela, come up here for just a minute. I didn't see Manuela come in. Manuela is a candidate for the Calhoun County Board of Education. I just wanted you to see her so you know who she is and that she has a nice little, you want to just speak to the people, just do a little 1 minute hello.
Good afternoon. Hello. Thank you, Ms. Vivian, for making this drive up here and speak with us because it's also important. Again, yes, I am running for Calhoun County Board of Education. I'm glad that you all are here. I hope to plan something soon where I'll come up here as well to give a speech and be able to answer any questions that y'all have regarding the run for election in November.
We're so proud of Manuela. And on the County Board of Education, guess what? There'll be all the men. She's not going to run on this. She'll run on the needs of the children of Calhoun County. But she is the only female that will be on that ballot.
Oh my word.
Isn't that amazing? So Yes, we'll be voting for you, Manuel, if we can. Okay. Let's have a little fun. Look at that sheet of paper on your table. Is there anybody here that calls yourself a singer, or you're a choir director, or anything like that? You're not shy singing or saying anything or anything like that? Okay, y'all know the song, My Bonnie Lies Over the Ocean. Y'all know that? Yep. Okay, here we go. Look at the words right here. This lady named Joan Starker wrote this. And it says, we sing this song according to the words on here. It says, my body lies under injustice. My body is owned by the court. My body lies under injustice. My liberty thou shalt not thwart. Then we say, bring back, bring back. You might want to come here and help me. Who is it? Get up here, Vivian. Yes, come on, come on, come on. All right, come on up here, Sharon.
Oh, yeah, I know.
All right, all of you get that in front of you. Okay, ready?
Okay.
Are y'all ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. My body lies over injustice. My body is owned by the court. My body lies under injustice. My liberty they shall not thwart. Bring back, bring back, bring back my body to me, to me. Bring back, bring back, bring back my body
Come
to
on,
me.
everybody. Come on.
My body lies in a black alley. My choices are no longer mine. My body lies in a back alley. My freedom I will not resign. Bring back, bring back, bring back my body to me, to me.
Come on.
Bring back,
Can't be that
bring
quiet.
back, bring back my body to me. My body aches under oppression and fights to hold on to its voice. My body aches under oppression. The only solution is choice. Bring back, oh bring back my body to me, to me. Bring back, oh bring back my body to me. I believe y'all need to be in the choir. That's good. Carsey, thank you for finding that and printing it. Now look on the back of that sheet. Not the church, not the state. Women must control our fate. Let's instead of, we'll say a few of these outside with our signs, but let's practice right now. Let's go through all of them. Not the church, not the state. Women must control our fate. Women united will never be defeated. We're here to fight and take back our rights. Whose body? Our bodies. Whose choice? My choice. We are the ones who make change happen. Contraception, no exception. Pro-life, that's a lie. You don't care if women die. No state in our state, it's our choice to procreate. Hey, hey, ho, ho, abortion bans have got to go. Oh, woo, they're just darn good, aren't they? Okay, are we ready to go outside and just have a little photo and then come back here? Listen, that lunch in there is spectacular, so that'll keep you a little bit excited. Somebody's car is parked right close where